What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Team.stacie, and I'm back with another YouTube video, period. And if you're new to my channel, hello, and if you're a subscriber, what's up? So today I'm giving you guys a motherfucking story time. But before we get into the story time, I want you guys to go ahead and follow me on all my social networks so you guys can stay connected. Also subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and just do it like Nike, because you're gonna love me, you're gonna love my channel, you're gonna love everything about it. But let's go ahead and just get right into the story time, because I don't want it to be too long or none of that. As you guys can tell from the title, today I'm going to give you guys a story time about the time I met my boyfriend's racist parents, racist family. So first things first, I'm gonna give you guys the backstory about the guy that I was dating, when this happened, all that good stuff. Then I'm gonna tell you guys about the incident and what the fuck I did. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So okay, so this happened way back in high school. This was probably like my junior year in high school, right? I am a very strategic person. Like, I was popular, and I felt like if I wanted to, I can go mess with one of the popular guys, one of the older guys, one of them type of dudes. But I really just didn't want to, because I knew they came with trouble, the crazy ex-girlfriends trying to fight, the drama, all of that. Hold on, let me turn my thing down. They just came with a lot of drama, so I always steered away from that. So one day I was in my art class, and I was standing in the hallway, and this is called the C building in my high school. So in my high school, I was in the C building, and this, like, all the kids were like, the bell's about to ring, everybody's about to go to their class, and I'm just standing outside my class, and I see this guy I've never seen before. He was tall, he was maybe like my color. He was around my color, so I assumed that he was black, just light skin. But he had like really nice curly hair. Like, his hair, like, my curls are tighter, he had like the looser curly hair. Maybe like, y'all probably don't know, but a female gonna know. It was probably like a 3A type curly hair. So he had like really nice curly hair. Back in the day, you know, the high top face. So he had like the fuck boy, that's what we used to call it. I feel old, but that was a fuck boy haircut. He had that. He was so tall, y'all. He was like 6'4", and y'all know I'm tall. I'm 5'7", so height means so much to me. So he was tall, and I just saw him kind of walking by himself, and I just never seen him before. And I knew that if I never seen him before, that means he wasn't in the scene. So I like that. So I saw him, I was like, okay, cool, like, okay, I see you. Maybe like a few days go by, and I see him again. So, you know, I had to put my little stalker sense on. So I wanted to see what class he was going to. So I kind of, like, you know, was just looking across the hallway to see where he was gonna go, and he ended up going into the class that my friend had at that period. So I was like, yeah. So I went to my homegirl, I was like, girl, there's some finding in your class. Like, who is he? I want to know. Like, I need to know him. Basically what she told me, she was like, oh, he's like super quiet, he's super chill, like he doesn't really talk. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, I see him, he's cute, but he was just really quiet. So I was like, I like that. I like that a lot. You're not in the scene. So fast forward, she was like, you want me to like put you down with him? You know, as I got older, obviously, like, that whole like my friend thinks you're a cute thing, I don't really do that. I think that's very childish. But at that time, I was like, you know what, yeah, tell him like, I think he kind of cute, like, you know, your friend think he cute or some shit like that. But so I guess she ended up telling him or whatever. So then after that, the next day when he walked in the hallway, he looked directly at me, like eye contact. He made a little smile, I made a little smile, like, yes, yes. We're getting a little closer. So actually, I can't remember exactly like how we had our first conversation, but basically I went to my homework, like, because I knew that he was in her class. Now I wanted to like go to her class, like, and wait by her classroom just so I could see him. So he ends up stopping, he talks to me, and we start talking, and he was just so fucking cute to me. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, he's cool. So fast forward, a few weeks, he ended up getting like, I believe he got my Snapchat and my Instagram, like my social networks, and like, you know, he's just sliding in the DMs, you know, the heart eyes, all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's how we was really thugging it. So he got my number, we started texting. And honestly, when I was younger, I used to like be very quick getting in, like, let me not say that, because I only had 2 relationships in high school, so I can't say like I'm very quick into getting a relationship. But you know, like at that age and that time, like, you're not gonna really be talking to somebody for like a year or two before you know, you become exclusive with that person. High school time is just a little faster. We ended up dating within like the first 2 months of us just like getting to know each other, which in high school time, that was pretty good. So anyways, we ended up getting into a relationship, and you know, I started to get to know more about him. So first thing I realized that he wasn't just black. Well, I thought he was mixed, but he wasn't just like black. He was actually completely just Hispanic. Like, he was Hispanic. He was my color, but he was Hispanic. He was Puerto Rican. Wait, was he Puerto Rican? Yeah, he was Puerto Rican. He was Puerto Rican. So yeah, I found out he was Puerto Rican. I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but like, okay. And he assumed that I was Spanish, and I was like, oh no, I'm Haitian. I'm a Zoe, baby. My last name is it's Haitian, okay? So yeah, so I told him I was Haitian, like, okay, cool, whatever. We started talking about some other things. Mind you, he was older than me, but that's not important. So then I also got to know him more. He was very like kind of like chill person, very quiet. And then we started talking more about his past. And I was like, I don't know how that even came up, but he would tell me about his like girlfriends, and like all his girlfriends were Spanish. And I was like, oh, okay, like, you never dated a black girl before? Like, so anyways, fast forward, let's get to the real part of the story. That was a backstory about us. So okay, so this was in December. We were talking for like 5 months. He had met my mom already, but I never met his mom. He was like, I want you to meet my parents. So my parents, they're gonna have like a Christmas dinner, and I want you to come. So I was like, oh, I was a little nervous, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna come. So that day that I was gonna go to the Christmas dinner, I was like literally shitting bricks. I was so freaking scared because like, I don't know why, but I feel like I already kind of felt like something was gonna go wrong. I ended up getting ready to go to the Christmas dinner. My mom knew. She was like trying to help me pick an outfit, because obviously you don't want to wear anything too much, but then you don't want to look too basic, because you still gotta let these hoes know that he's with a bad bitch. I'm not gonna even count. I'm not gonna play with you guys. At this time, I was just learning my my natural hair. So like now I know how to define my curls, make my hair look healthy and make it pop. At that time, my hair was very how do you say, I didn't know the product, so it looks very dry. It just didn't look good. So I literally remember I did my hair, and I did like a slick, like I wanted it to be slick, but I did like an up ponytail. And instead of using like Eco Styler and letting it dry, or like one of those type of products, I think I had used like jam or something. Or maybe like, y'all remember the black hair gel, like the black like Pro Style, like horrible hair gel? I either use that or jam. First of all, my hair wasn't like slicked down. It was like frizzy and like fuzzy looking, but it was like waves, and then I had on like an extension ponytail, but I put it in a bun, and it was like straight hair. So it was like straight top hair and then like wavy. Bad. Oh my god. Like, I was learning my hair though. I was young, I didn't really know much. So I remember that's exactly what I wore, and that's what I looked like. But even though my hair wasn't like on FU, I still think my overall presentation, I still looked good though. Like, I didn't think I looked bad. If I looked bad, then shit, I wasn't gonna go. It starts coming closer to the time, so my mom takes me to the house and she drops me off. So I call him, I'm like, hey, I'm outside, like, can you come meet me outside? And he was like, okay. Like, so he comes outside, and then I told him, I was like, I'm so nervous. He was like, there's nothing to be nervous about, my family's nice. Remember, his ass said his family's nice. What niggas do? They lie. They just lie. So I come into the house, and I'm a very like happy person. So I came into the house, and the first thing I said, I looked and I was like, hi to everyone. Imagine like everybody's like, hi, yeah, talking, and someone comes in there like, hey, everybody stops, they look, and they go back to their conversation. That took my nervousness and anxiety from like a fair 10, a 1 out of 10, it was already at a 10, and that took it to like a 10,000. Like, I was like, oof. Like, you know, like that feeling of like when you're like walking and like there's a group of people and you see somebody and you're like, oh, hey Jeremy, and Jeremy, like, he probably just didn't hear you, but like it looks like he ignored you, so everybody that you're with is like, and you just feel like that's how I felt. Like, I don't know what that was about. Like, nobody could say hi to me, none of you. Okay, he was like, okay, so I'm gonna introduce you to everybody. And I was like, all right. So the first person he introduced me to, of course, the monster, the top dog, the one that's gonna make you feel the most nervous out of every person you meet, is gonna be the mother. So I ended up meeting the mom. And he was like, oh, this is my girlfriend, Stacie. And she looks at me. And it wasn't like really, it wasn't like, it was more like a, okay. I was like, how are you? She was like, I'm good. And I was like, okay, that's good. I feel like it says a lot when someone doesn't like say, I'm good and you, or something like that. I mean, you don't have to, but like, his dad was a little bit more calm. I think out of everybody else that was there, his dad was like more, you know, just, hey, I'm here. I was like, oh, hey dad, how are you? And he was like, I'm good, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And he was like, nice to finally meet you. And I was like, oh yeah. He was like, I didn't hear too much about you, but I heard a little bit. I know when he's like on the phone with you and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. So that was okay. That wasn't like, he was okay. He was just, you know how dads be, they just very chill. So then he introduced me to his sister. So like they all were already together. And then he was like, oh, this is my girlfriend, Stacie. And they were just like, they kind of gave me like a I don't care kind of vibe. Like, hey, like, hi. Like, I'm only saying hi to you because someone's forcing me to say hi to you type thing. And I was just like, oh, hey. But I kind of expect that, like, kind of from females a little bit. So I was like, maybe, you know, they're like really like protective over their brother. So, you know, cool. So I was like, all right. So he was like, you ready to eat? So I was like, Eating in front of people, I just felt like really nervous about. But I was like, fuck it. Like, that's why I'm here for dinner. So I'm going to have to eat. I don't know. Like, now I'm not like that because I definitely worked on my confidence. And if you want to learn how to work on your confidence, I will link it up here and down below in the description box on, you know, things that I've done over the time to work on my confidence, because this definitely shot my confidence for a very long time. I'm still kind of dealing with stuff like that now, but me and him are sitting, we're eating. So his mom was like sitting at the table near, and like me and him are just kind of like really close, like shoulder to shoulder, and I'm like really nervous, and like we're just eating our food. And his mom was like, oh, so is that your real hair? And she asked that like kind of in front of everyone, and I'm just like, no, you know, I just have like a little extensions on here, but like for the most of it's real. And she was like, yeah, I can see what's real and what's not. The older me repeating that statement, I should have hit her ass with a motherfucking 2-piece. You could see what's real and what's not, bitch. Imagine what that can do to like a 16-year-old girl that's literally trying to like learn her hair and is like so nervous to like meet you as like a human. And like that's what you could say to me. Like, you never asked me how was I, like you never asked me like anything. The only like few words you said was like hello, and your next conversation you have with me is I can tell what's real or what's not. And not only did you do that, and to me, you did that in front of other people where it was very rude and very disrespectful. And I was just like, it's being so young, it just like really shot me down. And mind you, my boyfriend at the time was not standing up for me. I think he kind of knew how his family was. So he was just like, and I'm just like, yeah, and I just kind of laughed it off, but it really hurt my feelings. I can't even cap to you. I kind of didn't even want to eat no more, and I felt kind of bad because I felt like they kind of see that I was wasting the food a little bit. My appetite was like low-key shot because I just felt so judged. Like, I literally felt like I was being judged. Everybody else kind of like finished up their food, and the other like family was like in the living room, and his mom went to the living room as well. And imagine like someone sitting like this, and the way I'm looking at you guys is how she's looking at me, and like she has her like son next to her, her older son, and she has his wife next to her and like some other people, and they're all just like sitting and like they're talking just like this, looking straight at me, and like they're just talking while looking at me. And who's to say like they're just not one of the people that kind of just stare and talk, but they're not necessarily talking about you. But I just knew that they were talking about me, because even he looked at them and then looked at me, and I looked at them, and I was just like, okay. And literally right when I noticed that, I started texting my mom. I'm like, yo, come pick me up. Like, like I already let you slide with your little comment about my hair, but now, mommy, I'm gonna need you to come get me now because it's getting weird in here. So they were just staring, and then like just I just felt the energy in the room. And then here's what really made me feel like, all right, I'm not even gonna let this go any further, because at this point you guys are disrespecting me. So at the whole time at the party, they were playing like normal music, like, you know, at that time it was like Drake, like controller, or I need a one dance, lot of Hennessy in my hand, like little party, like little chill music, like nothing crazy. The older brother then proceeds to put on a Kodak Black song, and then he looks at me and says, your people like this music, right? I'm gonna play this for you. Your people? I was just so confused, like what was going on in this house? Why are you guys picking on me? What did I do? What did I say? Like, I just felt so targeted and so like picked on. Like, I was just like, what? Like, my people? I'm gonna play this. I never said I didn't like this music. Like, I love Drake. Like, it's 2016 or 20, yeah, I think it was like 2016 at this time, 2017, I don't know. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, huh? Like, okay, that was like, I was like, at that point I was already waiting for my mom to come anyway, because she told me she was gonna come. So I'm just like, okay. And when he said that, I was like, what do you mean? Like, literally, like, what do you mean? And I tried to say it in the nicest way, and he was like, no, I'm just saying, like, your people, like, you know, I know you guys love like Kodak and stuff like that. And I'm like, you could say like people my age maybe, but like with everything else that was going on in this house and the animosity that I felt and just like how I felt there, my people, I just feel like you're being racist, like you're discriminating against me, and I just don't understand it. Like, I didn't come in looking ratchet, acting ghetto, I came in being myself, and you guys are literally shitting on me. So anyways, after that, like 10 minutes after that, my mom comes. Like, I was just literally sitting there. I was like, low-key at this point I wasn't even talking, I just wanted to go home. So my mom ended up coming, and she picks me up, and she was like, why are you leaving so early? Like, literally, I wasn't even there. I probably was there for like an hour. She's like, why are you leaving so early? I thought like you were gonna stay there like and chill. I was like, I had to tell mom everything that happened, and she was like, oh my goodness, like, you want me to call this lady? You want me to cuss her out? Cause what the hell is going on? Like, it was really horrible. And mind you, this happened years ago, so I feel like I'm not giving like the severity of like how the emotions that I felt at that time, but it was so bad. But anyways, after that happened, surprisingly we ended up still dating. I just never came over to his house. He would always just come over to my house, because like my house was like very chill. Nobody was racist at my house, or would make somebody feel uncomfortable in their own skin, or with their hair, or music they listen to, or anything like that. So he would just always come to my house, and we ended up proceeding to date for a year. And long story short, I actually do have a story time on this, but I don't know if this ever meant anything, but like I told you guys, he's never dated a black girl. He's only dated Spanish girls, and then after me, he ends up cheating on me with the Spanish girl. Now, I don't know if that has any correlation. It could have just been a coinkydink, but he ended up cheating on me with the Spanish girl. And like years later, like what, I'm 21 now, they're actually still together now. I'm surprised, because like usually karma happens and you get them how you lose them. You lose them how you get them, but they're still together, seem happy to me. I don't really tap in too much, but I do be seeing them sometimes, and I just be like, wow. So, you know, with my story times, if you guys watch any of my story times, you know my story times, I always like to have a moral at the end of my story. There's not really a moral in the story. Not all Spanish people are like that. Not all white people are racist. There's no race that's all of them are racist, honestly, or that would make you feel uncomfortable in your skin, or make you feel like any bit less than worthy, or like you shouldn't be there. So there's like no real more I can give you, but I can say with experiences like that happening to me, it definitely did kind of hate the skin that I was in. And it for a very long time I hated my hair. I just thought my hair was nappy, and I just thought I didn't look good. For a long time, like, you know, I've been in a lot of situations where people would kind of say like little slick things like, this is your kind of music, or, you know, I know you type of people like this type of stuff. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, and you just have to realize that some people are very ignorant, and ignorant doesn't mean bad or good. It just means that you just don't know, and a lot of them just don't know like what they do, especially to someone so young and like so innocent at the time. It really can fuck with someone's mental and really have detrimental effects later on in life. It's not until I got a little older that I started having more confidence within myself and realizing I'm worthy, and just because I'm I'm black, just because I'm Haitian, just because I listen to a certain type of music, just because my hair is a certain type of way doesn't deem me less than beautiful. You feel me? So that's pretty much the moral of this story. I know you guys love story times, and I'm so glad to start bringing you guys some more story times and letting you guys in on my life. If you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and like this video so I know you guys like content like this. Comment down below. Today's secret emoji is going to be the teddy bear emoji. It's gonna be the teddy bear emoji. So yeah, go ahead and comment down below the teddy bear emoji so I know you made it through this whole entire story time. Like I said, if you guys want more content like this, go ahead and just comment that down below and like this video. If you didn't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.